Our nation's politicians have shown time after time that they do not care about American citizens. Every opportunity they have gotten to screw over their own people, they have taken. We saw it in Ohio when we had the train wreckage, we had all the contamination. Instead of Biden and the government in general actually going and helping out the Americans suffering there. They spent more money in Ukraine. Biden went and hung out in Ukraine for a little bit. They completely ignored the problem, pretended like nothing happened, and they didn't even address it until Trump went in and forced their hand. That really shows how much the average politician actually cares about US citizens, and they are showing it again with the immigration crisis. Of course, under Biden, with his laxed immigration policy, we have seen immigrants coming in at record numbers. They are destroying this country, bringing countless drugs in. This is sex trafficking is being brought into the country, right? All kinds of bad things. Cartels, all kinds of no good is coming from this, right? And with Title 42 being lifted, we're only going to see this getting worse. I talked about that the other day in yesterday's video, so go check that out. But I want to talk now about the Biden administration really showing how much they care about Americans. Homeless vets are being booted from hotels to make room for migrants. So in New York, if you don't know, there are hotels that are being designated to be holding facilities for migrants coming in. Because right now they have a serious problem over there. They are at max capacity. They can't take any more, so they are storing them in hotels. And what are they doing to homeless vets? They are kicking them out onto the streets. Why? So that these illegal migrants can come in, non Americans can come in and take up those hotels. They care about people from other countries more than they care about us. And it's not even just us, it's vets. It's people who have sacrificed more than anybody for this country. It is the most honorable group of people. And our government has shown how little they care about these people. Look at Vietnam, they were treated terribly coming home. They were never properly thanked. They were just put back into society and expected to just go back to living life normally and just pretend like Vietnam never happened. Afghanistan, we had troops coming home with no home left. A lot of times their families would leave them while they were over there. All kinds of bad stuff would happen. These guys came home to a broken country and they were treated like garbage. They were never properly thanked, and the government just casted them away like they never did anything. And now they're showing it again, booting these homeless vets from hotels for migrants, for non citizens. So, according to the CEO of a foundation, the YIT Foundation is just this group that helps homeless vets and helps struggling vets along with some other people, right? I think they also help with like premature babies and stuff, just getting them help. But one of their main focuses is on homeless vets. So, according to the CEO of that foundation, Sharon Tony Finch, what's going on is these vets were kicked out of a hotel, including apparently a 24-year-old man that served in Afghanistan who was incredibly desperate. And they were told that the hotels that they were living in, they were getting pushed out of them. They weren't told why, but because of the timing, it's pretty well assumed that it was because of migrants that were coming in, according to the CEO. But yeah, they just treated these vets like just terribly. Apparently, there are a lot of Vietnam guys that were getting kicked out too. It was mostly Vietnam guys, according to this article. I'll see if I can find it over here while I'm talking. But they were told about 2 weeks into their stay that they were being pushed out, and then they had to go to this foundation to find a new home. And think about the stress that these people had gone through, right? Yeah, right here. A lot of them were Vietnam vets. But these people had gone through more stress than anybody. They had gone through the hardest possible thing anybody could possibly imagine. They served in combat, served in war, something that you can never totally recover from. The most honorable people in the country. And then they have to come home, but they have no home, so they're homeless. So then they have to go to these hotels, and then they're just getting kicked out within 2 weeks. and then they have to try to figure something else out. Think about the stress that puts on these already broken men. We wonder why the vet suicide rate is so high. It's because of stuff like this. And then we just treat them like garbage, literally throwing them out for non-citizens. Man, this country is evil. The the yeah, the Democrats have shown that they don't care about us and they don't care about vets. Biden has shown that he cares more about Ukraine than anybody else. He cares more about Mexico than Americans. This is the American last administration. Democrats are all American last. We need to put America first, and they do the opposite because they are evil and they hate us. And it's honestly that simple, you know? Most things aren't that black and white, but I genuinely at this point just believe these people like actually hate us because that's what their actions show. But yeah, it's evil, it's awful, and change needs to be made. We need to start helping out vets, right? We need to put more care to these people because most disrespected people in the world. I mean, look what they did to them in Vietnam. We put chemicals all over our own men. The United States killed more Americans than the Vietnamese did, if I had to take a bet, honestly, though. And same thing in Afghanistan, right? Like, we never cared about our own troops, and then we treat them like crap when they're in service, and we treat them like crap after they're done. And then let them fade out of existence because it's easier that way. It's easier than just to give them a voice. I'm going to wrap up the video, though, on that note. So if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, share the video. I greatly appreciate it. The only way we're going to take back this country is together. So, yeah, join the fight. But you've heard this all before, so I'm going to stop talking and get out of your hair. But, yeah, like I said, I'm heading out, so long. Peace out, and God bless y'all.